Welcome to your exclusive presentation of Remsen St. Mary's Hawk Athletics on Fuller Digital Solutions.
And welcome here, folks. We are at Remsen and on the west side of town here, what they call the Pit.
Pit, yeah.
Here and ready to do Remsen St. Mary's Hawks meet the team. So right now, speaking with head coach of the boys baseball team and Dean Harpanaugh. So, Coach, how are you doing today?
Pretty good, Caleb.
Gotcha. Staying out of the rain. We kind of originally planned to be outside and enjoy that weather, but you know how Mother Nature can be sometimes. So pulling a little audible here indoors here at their wonderful, facility here. I've never been here, and what you guys have, I mean, great stuff in here.
Right.
I'm sure you guys get a lot of stuff done here on days like this, and also in the off season.
Girls softball is also is out here as well. You know, it's a nice big facility.
Gotcha. Yeah, absolutely. So why don't we kind of start things off for our viewers who maybe aren't familiar with who you are, kind of introduce yourself. How long have you been here at Remsen St. Mary's coaching Hawks baseball?
Let me see here. I think I started Hawks baseball in 2000 and I want to say 11. And 2011 or 12, something like that time.
Yeah.
I've been coaching for over 30-some years. I coached assistant coach softball with my daughter when she was playing, and I coached at KP, and I've coached at Galen and Storm Lake St. Mary's. So
absolutely. So
yeah,
kind
30-some
of
years.
around this area for a while,
right.
And now coming on quite a while here at Remsen St. Mary's, and quite some successful years here as the Remsen St. Mary's Hawks baseball coach. And why don't you first kind of give me some of your thoughts on the season so far? I know you guys have kind of had a solid start and only have one loss so far on the season. So kind of give me your thoughts in regards to how that's gone so far.
Right. I mean, obviously last year we being state champions, we lost 6 seniors and very quality seniors, and we're just trying to put our pieces together, and we have a pretty firm foundation of some guys, and hopefully those guys can help us and get us better each night in and night out. With the rain, we did miss some scrimmages, so I could tell that our pitching's not where it has been in the past, but it's starting to come alive here. Like obviously Colin Holman's our top guy, but Landon Walshman pitched pretty well for us the other night, and Dana Laux is throwing well for us, and Hunter Picks had a few opportunities, and then also an 8th grader, Dalton Klein has really thrown well for us as well.
Gotcha. So definitely, even though losing quite a bit of experience from last year, have some experienced guys coming back, as well as some young kids, I'm sure, stepping up to the plate, so to speak. So now talk to me a little bit. I know when I spoke to you kind of initially to start the season off, you had mentioned that you expected kind of pitching to really be the strong suit of the team.
Right.
And like you kind of mentioned, maybe a little bit slower than you might have expected starting out.
Right.
Tell me how the bats have been in regards to that.
Some of our guys have really hit really well. Holman's hitting over 600. I think Walshman, Laux they're hitting over the 300s. Hunter's around the 300 area. Dalton Klein's over 300. But then obviously we're looking for guys to be consistent.
Sure.
And with this weather, it's kind of hard for us because you'll play a game, then maybe you get a game rained out, then you won't play for 2 or 3 days, and then you'll play a couple games. And so we played some pretty tough competition. We played Humboldt the other day at 3A school, and Unity Christian's got a nice ball club. We saw Emil Camp. He's their top guy. He's going to Dort. He shut us down in a tournament. So played Galen the other night. Had a tussle with them, and we ended up pulling it out 5-4. And it's early. Last year, we had lost 2 games early as well. We lost to Kingsley in our tournament and lost to Galen. So I mean, obviously, our job is to everyone's got to get better. And they know that, and like I said, we only have 2 seniors this year,
right.
So technically, like you said, it's a fairly young ball club.
Gotcha. And talking about that great competition that you've seen so far, I mean, like you said, the likes of Galen, also Unity Christian, and coming up here this weekend, I believe, weather permitting, of course, you've got some matchups between some bigger schools.
Yeah, Bishop Heath. Yeah, Bishop Heath. Yeah, and those won't be too easy as well. Obviously Heelan's ranked high in 3A, and Kemper was ranked, and they're always a tough out. They've gone to the state tournament quite a few years, and quality programs. And yeah, obviously we're going to have our work cut out for us.
Sure. Do you find some value in the fact that being one of the better 1A teams in the state, that being able to play those 2A, 3A, and higher teams to really test and see what the boys can do?
Right, because those games are like games like when you do get to the tournament and you have a tough game in the 1A. So those games are like games that you're going to play in the state tournament, and so if you can compete in those types of games, obviously that bodes well for you down the future because some of these teams are not tested.
Sure.
And so we definitely want to get tested. Yeah, are we going to drop some games? Probably. Obviously, I know we've lost a lot of guys, and it's a learning experience too. This isn't something that you just walk in and do.
Sure.
I know a lot of people think it's so easy here, but it's not that easy. It's a lot of work, and a lot of things have to work your way, and you have to put these pieces together to do this consistently. And we got a work cut out for us, and I think the boys are up to the task.
Absolutely. And, just kind of talk a little bit about the mentality of the team, if you will, or kind of the atmosphere of the players day in and day out. I mean, to me, there's kind of got to be a little bit something different when you can put together, a state championship team and have a run like you guys have here in the past couple of years. So, what's different kind of about the Remsen St. Mary's Hawks?
This year, this group seems to be, how do I want to put it? There's not as vocal of leadership as it was in the past, but I'm not saying that there's not leadership because I do believe that there is. But I think there's a how I want to say this, like a chip or a hunger, because obviously a lot of people thinking you lose these guys that all this next group's probably not going to be at that level. This group reminds me a lot of the 2018 team. I think we lost 5 or 6 games. We got to the semifinals in the state tournament. And young ball club. I think we only had maybe one senior on that team, if we even had a senior. I can't remember. Maybe one. And same group. We had a number one, but then we had to find everything else.
Sure.
And in the end, everything fell together.
Gotcha. So maybe some of those initial pieces kind of in the spot early in the season, but like you said, still kind of maneuvering on some other things to kind of bring everything together, and hopefully by postseason we got a complete ball club.
Right. And that's the goal. Obviously, some teams talk about winning the conference. If that happens, that's great. But our goal is always get to the state tournament.
Sure.
We think that's the reward for our kids, and it's always been since I played as well here. It's always been our goal is to get to the state tournament. If the conference championship happens, a lot of times it'll fall in place.
Sure.
But we're not so enamored or concerned about the conference tournament or conference winning the conference as getting to the state tournament.
Sure. And like you mentioned, also not so much as maybe winning every single game, but you want to be tested. Maybe drop a couple, but it's important to be tested leading up to that state tournament.
You bet. And you know what? Our conference, I'm going to give a shout out to Akron Westfield. I got a great ball club. I ranked them number 1 the other day. Deserving so. Gordy's done a great job, and hopefully in the past we've been split. Last year 3 Plymouth County teams were split. They lost a tough one to Galen, 1-0, I believe. And I think in 2017 we got split. Gordy went south, we went north. So shout out to Akron, and this conference has always been pretty solid.
Yeah.
Obviously Galen's playing some decent baseball as well. You got Hinton plus MSRU's been playing some good ball. And I'm actually sad to see Unity go because they had a great ball club this year. They had everybody back, and now they're in the Siouxland.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sad to see them go because it's like you said, if you get tested. Once that tournament time comes and you're playing teams that maybe aren't as tested, it's gonna wear well for you.
Yeah, and that's one thing. It's obviously one thing to play those 2A and 3A teams and to be tested, but you guys are still getting tested with these 1A teams.
Right.
Like you said, Akron Westfield, great ball club, Galen, Trinity,
Yep.
Or not Trinity, excuse me, Unity rather, and
Yep.
Trinity even so. But just really excited for obviously what you guys are going to do this year. What's something that you're excited for this season?
Well, I'm excited. I think obviously seeing the growth in some of these guys is already I've seen some of this growth and confidence. And it's kind of a neat thing. It's some people read books, some people put puzzles together. For me, it's like I like to put a puzzle together. This is my puzzle.
Absolutely.
This team, I'm trying to put this puzzle together, and so that gets me. I've been here for a long time. A lot of people say, "Oh, why are you doing this? Why then your kids are gone?" Yada yada. Well, it's because I have a passion for it. I love the game, and
Sure.
St. Mary's baseball has always been a brotherhood, and all my former players and guys that played played before me and stuff. They're all watching. They all text us and let us know. They're cheering us on, and they got to listen to you guys and a bunch of other, different things that they're watching, Game Changer, whatever. They're watching all over in various states. So it is a neat thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Coach, we'll kind of let you go as I hear some chatter out there. So I feel like all the guys are close to being here. So we'll kind of start rolling through some players here before too long. But anyway, thanks for chatting with me here, Coach, and best of luck this season. But we'll be talking with you down the road.
And thank you for your coverage.
Absolutely, no problem.
Yeah.
All righty.
I'll get them together and we'll get them in here.
Perfect. All righty. So, Coach is gonna.
The old kids first.
Any order doesn't matter to me. Yep.
Okay.
Perfect. And so, in just a moment here, we're going to get some Remsen St. Mary's Hawks players into the little back office here. We've got a nice couch that we're sitting on just off the screen over here to the left. We have the big Iowa High School Athletic Association state bracket for the last year's state baseball tournament, where Remsen St. Mary's obviously was the 1A state champion. So that's pretty nice. And like I said, pretty cool facility they got in here. So we'll just wait patiently here now for our first player. Coach, how's it going? Pretty good. Come on in. Whoever wants to come on in. I mean, we can do one at a time, but yeah, we only got 2 headsets here, so alrighty. All right, so Coach, who am I speaking with?
Brad Klein.
All right, how are you doing?
Good.
Awesome.
Good.
So tell me a little bit about kind of your role here on the team and your responsibilities on the coaching staff.
I just kind of follow in Dean's footsteps a little bit. We both kind of share the same passion for the game here, and looking after the kids. I call pitches and stuff in the games. That's kind of my role throughout the game days, game times, and at night and stuff. But other than that, I just here to keep these kids in line, just like Dean is, and just trying to get the best of their abilities out of them. So
absolutely,
yep.
Got your work cut out for you, I'm sure, in that respect. So
yeah, the kids are good kids. These are all good kids. I can't complain about the kids. They listen well. They are. They're just really good kids. So I mean, they come in and work hard. So for the most part, I'm just happy to be part of this program. Honestly, I graduated from here, and now I'm back here working with these guys, and now I got some kids of my own starting to come up through the program. So
sure, yeah. And how long have you been on the coaching staff here?
This will be my 3rd full year on here, as in the dugout anyway. So I've been down the state tournament twice already. So sure. That's pretty awesome to accomplish that there the first couple of years on the staff here. So been learning a lot, and I just stuff like Dean's got so much experience, and I've always been the type of guy that I don't want the politics side of it. He takes good care of that start. I got to help with the fundamental stuff, and that's where I strive at.
Absolutely. Talk to me a little bit about kind of from your perspective what you've seen from the team so far this year. I mean, through a couple of games, obviously some success already, and one loss to a very good Unity team. So kind of your thoughts on the team so far.
We're young. We got some growing to do yet. Our biggest thing is we need to have confidence, and we need to keep using our confidence going forward. We got the tools. We just need the confidence. We just need to get on the mental side of things. If we can keep going on the mental side of things and keep staying strong on that side of it, we're gonna have a really good season. And then we can only get better in that aspect as the season goes on. So I really look forward to a really, really great end of the year. We're going to go through some growing pains because we are young, and we got a lot of new faces and a lot of new places. So I mean, for the most part, I think if we keep working hard and keep listening and keep doing things that we're asking to do at practice, it's going to come easy for these guys.
Absolutely. Very well put there. And Coach, just thank you for your time, and thanks for chatting with us, and best of luck this year, obviously.
I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you much, Coach. Perfect. There we go.
How are you?
Pretty good. How are you doing, Coach?
Bad.
Good. And who am I speaking with?
Jacob Westman.
Awesome. So, Coach, tell me a little bit, first of all, about yourself and kind of your capacity here on the Remsen St. Mary's team.
Sure. So I'm just an assistant coach. I think my biggest role is with the pitchers. I pitched a little bit in college at Briarcliff, and then played a little bit of pro ball afterwards. So I think my biggest purpose is just helping the pitchers, the pitching staff, kind of working with them to pound the strike zone and use our defense and get as many outs as we can.
Sure.
On that side of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the other coaches on the staff as well would appreciate kind of your experience in the kind of the upper levels that you've played in and what you can bring to the team in regards to pitching. So, kind of tell me some things that you've maybe seen so far through the first games or so on the pitching side of things that have you really been pleased.
Yep. So I think we're pretty young. We're a younger team. But we do have some veteran guys that can lead the way and should kind of set the example for the younger guys. Something I've seen or try to work with the guys is just getting ahead early. First pitch strikes are huge. Just pounding the strike zone, limiting walks. That's something that I think we need to do better at. Is just limiting the free base runners, hit by pitches, walks, winning. 1-1 counts are going to be big because the difference between 2-1 and 1-2 is pretty big. So that's just something I've been working on with is just first pitch strikes and just winning even counts.
Gotcha.
Those are the big things.
And that's what they always say, super important to kind of get ahead of the kind of the batter you're facing. So I'm sure preaching that's something that the players have been able to kind of start to practice and put into practice in the game. So now tell me a little bit about obviously some of the players and have done good so far on the mound this year. What have you seen kind of on the other end offensively that you've really been pleased with? I know maybe not something that you directly work with, but kind of as an assistant, just your direct observations.
Right. Hitting wise, we obviously love seeing guys put the ball in play, not striking out. That's been our biggest emphasis is just putting the ball in play. We got to limit strikeouts and just putting the ball in play hard. That's the biggest thing. And just putting pressure on the defense, putting pressure on the other pitcher, just limiting strikeouts and just trying to get as many base runners as we can.
Gotcha. And what's one thing you're really excited about this year, Coach, kind of coming back and after kind of a great season last year, now kind of trying to reset and do it again? What are your thoughts?
Yeah. I think what I'm most excited for is just getting back to the state tournament with this group of guys. I help coach basketball, and that's something that we weren't able to get done.
Sure.
So I just want to see these guys get back to the state tournament in Carroll and just have a lot of success down there.
Absolutely. Well, we wish you guys the best of luck, and best of luck to the pitchers this year. But thanks for chatting with me, Coach.
You bet. Thank you.
Awesome.
I appreciate it.
Thanks. And that was Coach Wesselman. So we'll get our next Remsen St. Mary's Hawks in here. Yeah. Is there just players now? Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Just they can come in a couple at a time if that's all right. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, we'll do a couple at a time. Awesome. Cool. Well, how about this? How about we do one at a time on the couch? Yeah, we're three big gentlemen here, so let's keep it to two here. And so let's go headset for our first Hawk here. Alrighty, and who am I speaking with?
Hunter Pick.
Hunter, how are we doing today?
Pretty good.
Awesome. So first of all, for our viewers and our listeners who maybe aren't familiar with who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself. Maybe let's start with your parents, how old you are, that sort of thing.
I'm 18 years old, and my parents are Todd Pick and Julie Kavarna.
Gotcha. So does that make you a senior on the team then?
Yep, I'm a senior this year.
Gotcha. Tell me about some of the positions you play in the field and your kind of role on the team.
Oh, man. I've kind of rotated out my whole high school career. I've played first base, right field, third base, second base. I've pitched. I'm more of just a Swiss Army knife to the team.
Gotcha. So far this year, through the first, let's say, 6 games, what have you played position?
First base and right field, and I've pitched a little bit.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So talk to me about pitching. Obviously, just talking to Coach Westman there, and he's talking to me about how he's got the pitchers kind of, working hard. And what are your thoughts on having him as kind of a resource for you guys?
Yeah, Coach Westman has been a great resource for us. He's obviously pitched at such a high level in his whole life, and he's just a great pitcher. He knows mechanics. He knows what we're doing wrong, and he helps us, and he's just really good at that, and I'm grateful for him.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So now tell me a little bit, any goals you have this year, obviously kind of your final senior year, any goals you want to, either for yourself or from a team standpoint, that you really want to accomplish?
I really like this team. I just like how we're not at our best capability right now, but we're still winning games, which is good, and that's all you can ask for a team this young. I mean, me and him are the only seniors on this team, and we went from a senior-heavy team last year to a non-senior-heavy team this year, so
Sure.
I've played my whole life, so I'm going to help these guys grow and help them get to where they want to be, and I also want to go where I want to be, which is the state tournament.
Gotcha. And, as one of the seniors, obviously a leader on the team, played last year, very familiar with kind of how to do things here at Remsen St. Mary's. I mean, I want to know your thoughts. To me, it's to win a state championship, there's got to be something about your team that's just different. I mean, not everyone can do it, and not everyone gets to kind of that level. So, I mean, talk to me a little bit, your thoughts about what's different about the Hawks here and kind of the team atmosphere in that regard.
This year is definitely different because not a lot of us played. Like, we only have 3 returning starters from last year, which is really cool and a different experience. So, just learning with each other and learning as we go instead of right now, and like we have a whole season to prepare for the off season.
Right.
I meant for the postseason.
Right.
So it's an exciting experience for especially night like these, and we have this facility where can we just come in here and just hit.
Sure.
And we're kind of struggling right now, but I know our coaching staff, we have a great enough coaching staff, we're going to hit the ball.
Awesome. So, and I also want to ask you guys, especially since you're the seniors, any idea what we're going to do next year, your plans coming this fall?
Next year I'm going to be attending DMAC for construction management, so that'll be fun. It'd be a whole new experience, new atmosphere of life.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Well, we wish you the best of luck
Thank
at
you.
DMAC and your future
Thank you.
endeavors. Also, the best of luck, obviously, this year, and we hope to see you back in the state tournament.
Thank
So,
you.
Hunter,
Thank
thanks
you.
for chatting with me, and
Yep.
we'll do a little switch around here, and we'll talk to our next senior. All right, and who am I speaking with?
Ty Tretz.
All right, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. So, first of all, kind of introduce yourself, maybe who your parents are, how old you are, that sort of thing.
I'm 18 years old, and my parents are Clint and Heidi Tretz.
Gotcha. So another senior, the second senior on the team. So talk to me a little bit about your experience last year on the team, and obviously some very, very good success. And now coming, how are we going to repeat this year?
Well, to repeat, we just have to grind and
Sure.
just work through it all of our difficulties and our all of our differences and our ups and downs. We just got to get through them.
Sure. And, there's going to be ups and downs. That's just baseball, and that's how it is. Obviously, you guys have had some success already this year with 5 wins. Do have that one loss against a very, very good Unity Christian team. Tell me a little bit about the role you play on the team, your positions.
Well, I'm started at third base this year, and then I went to DH.
Gotcha. So talk to me a little bit about that DH position, because that's very, very unique. And for people who have never done that before, they maybe don't understand that, you're sitting down, or I won't say sitting down, but when, everyone else is out in the field, you're kind of in the dugout and kind of confined and just kind of have to wait for your next time up at bat.
Yeah.
So what's your focus when you are DH, and how do you stay prepared?
When I'm a DH, whenever everybody else is out in the field, I'm visualizing my next
Sure.
at bat and how it should go.
Sure. Yeah, that visualization's, I'm sure, really, really good, and helps you then when you get up there to execute, I'm sure. Now, Ty, tell me, obviously as a senior, what are your plans coming up here this fall?
I'm going to be attending Iowa State for construction engineering.
Gotcha. Awesome. So, awesome. That sounds good. So, Ty, thanks for chatting with me. We wish you the best of luck this season and also in your future endeavors at Iowa State.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Ty.
Thank you.
All right. Now, those are the 2 seniors here at Remsen St. Mary's. Now, we're going to have some more Hawks coming in here in just a moment. Sit in there. Awesome. We'll have you pop the headset on here. All right. And who am I speaking with?
Colin Holman.
Colin, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. So, first of all, kind of for those viewers and listeners who maybe aren't familiar with who you are, kind of tell us a little bit about yourself. Let's start with maybe your parents, how old you are, and that sort of thing.
I'm a junior, 16 years old, 17 years old, and my parents are Jeremy and Katrina Holman, and I have 3 sisters and a brother, Chloe, Brea, Claire, and my brother Brady.
Gotcha. So, junior on the team this year. Obviously, I'm sure you're a part of the successful season last year as well. Tell me a little bit about kind of that experience down at the state tournament and how that went for you guys.
I mean, I got to start the state championship game, which to me it's probably one of the better feelings ever.
Sure.
And I take those moments like I take them in because I know that a lot of people don't get those opportunities, but we've had those opportunities here, and we're all grateful for them.
Sure. And now talk to me a little bit about some of the positions you play on the field and what your role is on the team.
I'm either pitching or playing third or first.
Gotcha. But you'd say kind of pitching, maybe your specialty,
Yep.
you'd say?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So I kind of want to ask this to all the pitchers that come in here. Talk to me a little bit about Coach Wesselman and how he's been to kind of really have a resource like him at your disposal.
Yeah, he's very experienced at what he's done, and he's always there helping us with our bullpens, telling us what we could do to help us with our mechanics and stuff like that. And he's always there for when we have arm issues. He's always open to help massage us or stretch us out and stuff like that. And he's always there.
Gotcha, and definitely very knowledgeable part of the coaching staff, I'm sure, to be around as well. Talk to me about any goals you have this year, either for yourself individually or kind of from a team standpoint.
I think as a team standpoint, we want to defend our title, so we're trying to make it back to that game, obviously. But I think the main goal as this team goes on is like getting better and better every day, because we don't have much returning guys, and as a team we just need to keep building up every game to get better to where we want to get at the end of the season.
Sure. And now obviously winning the state championship last year, does it kind of feel like every team you play is kind of gunning for you and you've kind of got a target on your back just a little bit?
Yeah, it does feel like that in a
Sure.
way. I mean, it kind of feels like that in every sport, honestly.
Right.
But we like that. We like a challenge from every team, and it makes us better.
Yeah, you're getting your best from everybody every night, so that's great competition, I'm sure. Well, thanks for chatting with me. I appreciate getting to know you, and best of luck this season
Thank
and
you.
in your future endeavors. All right, thank you. And that was Colin Holman here. Our next Remsen St. Mary's Hawk,
Austin Klein.
Austin Klein. How are we doing?
Good, you?
I'm doing great. So first, kind of introduce yourself, maybe who your parents are, how old you are, that sort of thing.
I am 17. I'm a junior at Remsen St. Mary's, and my parents are Kevin and Melanie. I have 2 brothers, Ethan and Owen.
Gotcha. So now talk to me about maybe some of the positions you play, your role on the team.
I either play first base or I DH.
Gotcha. So talk to me a little bit about that first base position. One of those where kind of got to be a brick wall back there and maybe pick some of the throws that aren't the best from some of your teammates. So talk to me about your thoughts there.
I have great teammates, so I don't have to really pick a lot of balls at
Sure,
first base.
sure.
So they make my job a lot easier over there.
Yeah, absolutely. Now talk to me about the DH position when you are
DH?
called upon to DH. And to me, that's kind of a special position because, very, very different in the fact where you kind of the rest of your teammates might be out in the field. You kind of have to keep focused and stay locked in for your time up to bat.
Yeah. DH spot, it's kind of I had the pinch hitting spot last year and the DH spot, so
Sure.
I always have to stay ready and know what the pitcher is doing and stay focused on that role.
Gotcha. Kind of just observe
see
while
what
you're
the
down
pitcher's
there.
doing, see
Sure.
how everyone's doing their at bats, what the pitcher's throwing first pitch, how he's
Gotcha.
attacking 2-strike counts.
Sure. Gotcha. Awesome. Any goals that you have for yourself or kind of for the team as a whole this year?
Team definitely want to get back in that championship game.
Right.
But as our group, we just want to get better and better every day. And then if the first step's getting back there, and then once we get there, we're definitely gunning for that.
Sure. Yeah,
Final game.
gunning for that final game.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, Austin, we wish you the best of luck this season and also the best of luck here in your future endeavors. But thanks for chatting with me.
Yep, thank you.
Awesome. That was Austin Klein, and now I'm going to pass the mic to another Remsen St. Mary's Hawk. All right, who am I speaking with?
Lana Walshfoot.
And how are you doing?
Nah, not too bad.
Awesome. Great to hear. So first, kind of introduce yourself to those viewers and listeners who maybe aren't familiar with who you are, who your parents are, how old you are, that sort of thing.
I'm Lana Walshfoot, 18. parents are Rick and Angie, and I catch and pitch a little bit.
Gotcha. So catcher on the team, and so does that make you a senior? Or,
No, I'm a junior.
Gotcha. Junior, maybe one of the older juniors on the team.
Yep.
Awesome. So now coming in, obviously, as an experienced junior, now one of the upperclassmen on the squad. Kind of, how has that role been? Especially, I mean, last year graduating 6 seniors. Now I'm sure this year, kind of looking for some more guys to step up into that leadership role.
Oh yeah, I've always just been trying to be a leader for the younger guys, even the guys in my grade.
Sure.
Felt like I've always known this game, and I just want to help everybody succeed the best they can.
Gotcha. And so you mentioned you play catcher, obviously. So tell me a little bit about the catcher position. That one, really, really unique. Only player kind of with that full vision of the field. You got to have command of the infield. You kind of have to be that kind of line of communication to everyone else. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, that's my favorite part of it. I mean, you never get bored back there.
Sure.
And pitchers make it really easy on me these days. Not many balls I get in the dirt. They always throw it kind of where it's called, and it makes it a lot easier. But no, I just like seeing the field and seeing everything that's going on, help being the leader out there on the field.
Yeah, and I mean, that interesting what you kind of just said. I mean, it's nice for you as a catcher knowing that you have really good pitchers. I mean, to me, some high school catchers at the high school level, I mean, there's no really zone calling or anything like that. I mean, how do you feel knowing that your pitching staff is really that good that you guys can maybe do some things that some less advanced teams can't?
No, it's I think it's a huge advantage that we have against every team is
right.
We can call, and most of the time our pitchers are going to hit the spot, or at least they're going to try to. And whether it's low, whether it's high, I mean, they're always going to try to get there, and usually they're within a foot of it. So
gotcha.
Can't really complain too much.
Gotcha. Who would you say kind of on the coaching staff? I've kind of been I'm talking to the pitchers kind of about Coach Wesselman, but you as a catcher, I mean, who do you really? Obviously, Wesselman being kind of having a big role with the pitchers. Does he have very much input in you as a catcher being involved with the pitchers as well?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Wesselman's helped me a ton, but I'd say Brad Klein. He's always been there throughout my past how many years, and he caught in high school. He knows a lot about the position. It's just helped me advance, and he calls a lot of the pitches. And between him and Coach Wesselman, they both get a lot of drills in with me, and just the mental game too.
Gotcha. Absolutely. Any goals you have either for yourself or kind of from a team standpoint coming up this year?
Oh yeah, definitely get back to state and get there and make another run at it again.
Sure. And, did make a run at it last year in a very, very successful run, obviously. So now kind of coming back after a great year like that, does it kind of feel like there's a target on your back in that way when kind of the teams you play, they're gunning for you?
Oh, yeah. I feel like there's always a target on our back, which that's the best part about it. We see the best of the best. And
sure.
I think that just helps prepare us for state and help us prepare to win every game.
Gotcha. Absolutely. Well, we wish you the best of luck here this week coming up, and I believe you guys have a game tomorrow against West Sioux.
Yep.
Of course, weather permitting, we'll just have to wait for that. We know how that can be. But other than that, thanks for chatting with me.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, and we'll wait for the next couple Hawks to come through the doorway here. All righty. And we have our next Remsen St. Mary's Hawk now sitting down at the table. And who am I speaking with?
Keaton Harpino.
How are you doing?
Good, you?
Awesome. Doing really, really good. So first, kind of for those of people out here, viewers and listeners who aren't familiar with who you are, tell us kind of about yourself, maybe your parents, how old you are, that sort of thing.
My name's Keaton Harpino. My parents are Lee and Kara Harpino. I'm 18 years old.
Gotcha. So are you a junior on the team then?
Junior.
Gotcha. So junior. Part of that, obviously, team last year with some great success. Tell me a little bit about your experience last year down at the state tournament on that, obviously, great state championship team.
I mean, yeah, it was a great experience overall, and especially with those seniors that we had, it was just good to look up to them and try to be like them this year.
Gotcha. Now, tell me a little bit about the roles that you play, maybe position-wise here on the team this year and that sort of thing.
I play second base, and play a little bit of JV, just trying to help them get into rhythm and stuff, be vocal with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell me a little bit about kind of that second base position and how your relationship is with your shortstop, kind of that middle infield. I feel in my mind the middle infielders kind of have to be on the same page at all times, really know what the other one can get to and what they can't, and really have good communication in that way. So what's your experience with the shortstops you play with?
Well, two shortstops I play with, Dalton and Danon.
Yeah.
We're both new to each other, so especially with Danon coming from Cherokee, so just got to get used to each other and just get a good rhythm going.
Absolutely. And tell me a little bit about any goals that you have, either for yourself or for the team, from a team standpoint.
For a team, just do what we did last year. Just get better, game in, game out. And personally, I just want to be good enough for our team. Just contribute my 1/9.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. And then lastly, obviously being on a very, very successful team last year and looking to duplicate some success this year, what's something you're most excited about?
Just playing with a new group of guys. We haven't fully played with each other for 2-3 years, just getting our chemistry back and doing what we used to do during tournaments.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for chatting with me.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, and wish you best of luck this year.
Ready. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. And now we'll wait here just a moment for our next. All right, and who am I speaking with?
Brady Coink.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So tell me a little bit about yourself for those viewers and listeners who aren't familiar with who you are. Let's maybe start with your parents, how old you are, that sort of thing.
Parents are Mickey and Judy Coink, brothers Jeremy, Michael, and Cody, and I'm 17 years old.
Gotcha. So does that make you a junior on the team?
Yep.
Gotcha. So you were obviously probably on the team last year that had a lot of success down at the state tournament. Tell me a little bit about your experience on that team.
I was a runner for most of the year, and then at the end of the year, we kind of just had everybody else just run for themselves.
Sure.
So it was easier for everybody else. And then, I was pretty much the dugout guy. Everybody just stays up and stays loud when I'm in there.
Yeah. I mean, how important is it really in your mind to – because I feel it's invaluable to really have the dugout in the game at all times, and it kind of brings that next level of kind of teamwork in terms of intimidation, in terms of kind of vibes and momentum and that sort of thing. So what are your thoughts on when the dugout's loud?
I'd say it gets in the pitcher's head most of the time. And, when I was in there, I was kind of annoying, some would say. But that's always a good thing.
Sure.
And, I was pretty much just the hype man.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk to me a little bit about any goals that you have for yourself this season.
This year, just do my role and help everybody out.
Gotcha, absolutely. And tell me a little bit about some of the positions you play on the field.
Last year, I was pretty much a do-it-all guy. This year, I'm playing right field and third base so far this year. So.
Gotcha. So now, obviously, after a very, very successful season last year and already playing some very, very tough competition this year, you've had some success so far. Does it kind of feel like other teams are gunning for you in a way? They kind of see you guys as the top, and every night they're really trying to knock you off?
Yeah, we've seen in past years that we just have a target on our back.
Right.
Because we're Remsen St. Mary's, and this year the coach has been preaching that we have a target on our back, and we have the crown on, but
right.
I mean, we all relieved a little bit of stress when we lost to Unity, so
sure.
We're just coasting.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, Unity, a very, very good team, played some very, very good competition. And coming up, also have a tournament here and going to play some bigger schools. You got Kemper Catholic, Bishop, Heelan coming to town. So what are your thoughts on your guys' opportunity to play some of those schools you maybe don't get to see on a regular basis?
It's always good to be playing, better competition than we normally see. And up in, 2A and 3A and 4A, you always know that they're going to be better competition, so it's always good to see that.
Right, absolutely. Anyway, appreciate kind of chatting with me, and best of luck this season, and best of luck coming up here against West Sioux tomorrow, weather permitting, of course.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome, thank you. All right, and now we have our next Remsen St. Mary's Hawk. All right, and who am I speaking with?
Lucas Brett.
All right, how are you doing?
Doing great.
Awesome. So kind of tell us a little bit about yourself for those of our viewers and listeners who aren't familiar with who you are, maybe your parents and how old you are, that sort of thing.
My parents are Andy and Roxanne Brett. I got 4 siblings. I'm mostly the hype man inside of the dugout as well.
Gotcha.
Do that a lot for varsity, JV. I play most of the time, start most of the time.
Yeah.
DHing.
Gotcha. So talk to me a little bit about the DH position, because that one's very, very unique. I mean, when your teammates are kind of out in the field, you have to stay and kind of remain focused and make sure you're ready to go when it is your turn to bat. So what are your thoughts on how you kind of stay mentally prepared when you are DHing?
I just watch how the team is playing and keep my morals high. If they down by a couple points, 2 outs, I try to keep a straight focused.
Yeah.
And while I'm on the bench watching my team play, I try cheering for them whenever they make a good play or how the pitcher is doing.
Yeah.
Try to keep it up.
Yeah, absolutely. And any goals that you have, either for yourself or from a team standpoint this year that you're really looking to accomplish?
Just try to do my part and get the job done.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Absolutely. And just tell me a little bit your favorite memory so far on the team. Baseball to me is one of those. It feels a little bit different than the other sports. I mean, it's in the summer. There's no school, so the vibe's a little bit different. One of a favorite memory you've had on the baseball team.
So far, it's been just keeping everybody positive inside the dugout.
Yeah, dugouts are a blast, I'm sure. Especially when you guys are as good as you are and you're winning as much as you are. That dugout, I'm sure, is a wonderful place to be. Awesome. So thanks for chatting with me. I appreciate your time, and best of luck coming up here this next week and also the rest of this season. All right. Awesome. Thanks for talking. All right, now we have our next Remsen St. Mary's Hawk coming up. All righty. And who am I speaking with?
Dana Laux.
Dana Laux. How are we doing, my man? I'm all right. Long time no see. Great to see you. So, kind of for those of our viewers and listeners who aren't familiar with who you are, kind of introduce yourself and how old you are and maybe who your parents are, that sort of thing.
I'm Dana Laux. I'm a junior, and my parents are Mitch and Amy Laux.
Gotcha. So a junior this year on the team, and obviously coming in here this year. Tell me a little bit about your role and the positions you play on the squad.
I'm a starting shortstop, and I'm one of the other starting pitchers. And my goal is just to come in and play every game as the best of my ability and do as much as I can for the team.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk to me a little bit about kind of the pitching position when you do get kind of called on to be on the bump, and talk to me a little bit about Coach Wesselman. Now, he, in my mind, is kind of one of those invaluable resources to you guys. I mean, at the level that he's pitched and the knowledge that he has. I mean, kind of speak a little bit about kind of your relationship with him and how things go on a daily basis with him.
Yeah, he knows a lot of information as he was a pitcher in college. Before the season started, he was really good. It helped with our mechanics, and definitely with me, he got my velocity a little higher and helped with my location and my lower half. He just helps in general with all the mechanics and the mental side too. All of our coaches help with the mental side behind everything. They want to make us vision everything the night before, vision ourselves doing things for the game. That's a great thing that helps us succeed.
Yep, and especially, when you guys are really competing at the level in which you are, that little bit, that little edge really can make a whole lot of difference in terms of the end result. And, case in point with the success that the Hawks had last year. Now, tell me a little bit about the shortstop position. Now, that one also very, very important. Now, kind of the leader of that infield, obviously, have to have good range, good speed, and really a command of the infield. Tell me a little bit about your comfortability at that spot.
As it's more my first year playing at the high school. Usually I was third base back at Cherokee, and then I moved to shortstop, and I got more versatile with everything. I got more range when I'm doing everything. My lateral movement's gotten better, so I feel like I'm really dropping into place there, and it's really getting comfortable.
Absolutely. Any goals that you have, either for yourself individually or kind of from a team standpoint this year, that you'd really like to shoot for and accomplish?
The goal is always to get to state and win as many games as possible, and it's a day-by-day thing, and every goal is to get to win every game.
Awesome. And obviously, tell me a little bit about some of the great competition that you've seen this year. Obviously, maybe a little different than what you're used to seeing, but now this year, kind of the great teams like Galen and Akron Westfield and teams like that you've been seeing kind of on a weekly basis. Kind of speak to the competition.
Yeah, there are a lot of good teams out there. They come in and they're trying to take us down because we're a highly ranked team. They're coming in and they're going to play their best baseball against us, and that's just how it is.
Sure, absolutely. Awesome. Well, Dana, great to chat with you, and we wish you the best of luck here this year and the best of luck here in your future. So awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Appreciate you, Dana. All righty. Now we'll have our next Remsen St. Mary's Hawk up to bat, if you will. All right, and who am I speaking with?
Kate Henniger.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great today.
Awesome. Great to hear. So tell me a little bit, for those viewers and listeners who aren't familiar with who you are, kind of, who you are, how old you are, your parents, that sort of thing.
My name's Kate Henniger, and my parents are Todd and Jessica Henniger. I turned 18.
Gotcha. So are you a junior on the team this
Yep.
year? Gotcha. So tell me a little bit about some of your positions and what you kind of would consider your role on the team this year.
For my role for varsity, I mainly just pinch run there, and then So I play some JV too, and I'm first base there.
Gotcha. So talk to me a little bit about that first base position. Now that's one where really have to be reliable defensively, and kind of one of those things where maybe a teammate not have a good throw, but you're still expected to get that. And when you aren't able to make the stop or at least block it, that's kind of on you. So kind of tell me how your thoughts are playing that first base position.
Yeah, I just started playing first base this year for a little bit, like a couple of weeks ago. So it's been a little transition. And then,
Gotcha.
Yeah, I used to play like second base and short, and then that kind of helps me try to pick off like the bad throws and everything there. And it's been a change, but I've enjoyed it so far. Gotcha.
So there are a couple of things from kind of some previous positions that you've played that you feel have kind of helped you transition to first?
Yep.
Gotcha. Awesome. So tell me a little bit about, obviously, the team this year and the success that you guys experienced last year. Every game, I mean, does it feel like there's a target on your back? Does it feel like teams are really gunning for you every time you play?
Yeah, you can tell, like, every team's going to try to play their best pitcher against us, try to play their best. They're motivated to beat us, so we have to bring our A game every night to try to beat them too.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, Cade, thanks for speaking with me here and giving me a chat, and we wish you the best of luck, obviously, this upcoming game tomorrow and the rest of the season.
All right,
awesome. Thanks for chatting. All righty. And that was Cade Tenniger. So now we're going to get our next Remsen St. Mary's Hawk. All right, and who am I speaking with?
Brady Worth.
Brady. Great to meet you, man. Awesome. So first, kind of introduce yourself to our listeners and our viewers who aren't familiar with who you are. Let's start with how old you are, your parents, that sort of thing.
Well, I'm a junior. I just turned 18, and my parents are Tony and Amy Worth.
Gotcha. Absolutely awesome. So now, kind of, what role do you play on the team? Talk to me a little bit about your positions and kind of your role in that way.
I play center field, and our outfield can move around, but mainly we stay in our specific spots, and lower lineup hitter is normally where I'm at.
Gotcha. So, I mean, talking a little bit about the outfield, mentioned you guys can, if you need to, kind of play any one of those positions, but really kind of comfortable there in your spot. Tell me a little bit about kind of what's most important about playing an outfield.
It's really a lot of communication and trusting your teammates. You have to believe them when they tell you back or in.
Right.
You have to hope they're going to tell you fence.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of trust and communication that factors in, knowing that your teammate will be there behind you if you lay up for a ball.
Yeah.
It's a lot of camaraderie.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I want to know, I mean, obviously, talking about the camaraderie, and to me, there's got to be something just special about teams that can able to have the success that you guys have had, especially that last year, continuing to this year. So what are your thoughts in terms of kind of the atmosphere, the environment, the camaraderie? What's special about the Hawks?
I think we're just trying to go out and enjoy it, have fun. We know we came from a great team last year, and it's hard to be the same team with a lot of new faces. So we're just trying to embrace the fact we come from a really good school who's known to be good, and accept the fact everyone wants to beat us, and just embrace it, play our best ball, and enjoy being with each other.
Absolutely. Any goals that you have, either for yourself or from a team standpoint, that you'd really like to accomplish this year?
I'd like us to, well, of course, make state, but that's everyone's goal.
Right.
But I just want us to be able to kind of enjoy the game with each other, and as far as we go, that'd be as far as we can take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of most important part, kind of enjoy it, and then all the winning is obviously a result of that, just kind of enjoying what you guys do. So great, well put there. Thanks for chatting with me. We wish you the best of luck here coming up tomorrow, and also the rest of the season.
Yep, nice
Thanks
to
for
meet
chatting.
you.
Nice to meet you. Alrighty, and now we have our next Remsen St. Mary's Hawk. Who am I speaking with?
Bryson Knight.
Bryson.
Nice
Great to meet you, man.
Yep.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about yourself for our viewers and listeners who aren't familiar with who you are. Let's kind of start with who your parents are, how old you are, that sort of thing.
I'm a junior, 17 years old, and my parents are Scott and Angie Knight, and I have a younger brother who's actually 8th grader, plays baseball. He's Dayton Knight.
Gotcha. So as a junior on the team, I mean, tell me a little bit about some of your roles, position-wise, and what you feel like that is.
Well, like last year, my role wasn't too big. Just we had a really good team last year, obviously made a state, whatever, so this year it's exciting to come in and play a bigger role, kind of contribute to the success we've been having. But I play left field, bat 6, 5 in the lineup, so I kind of move around a little bit. But
gotcha.
Yep.
Talk to me about that left field position, because kind of, they say third base is the hot corner, but they say left field is kind of the second hot corner, because anything that kind of they get up into the air over the third baseman's head's coming right to you. So kind of what is your approach to that position?
Yeah, it's definitely really interesting. Like it's my first year actually playing left field. Usually I play like right or center the past couple of years, but yeah, it's different. But there's a lot more big of a job to like back up all the throws and stuff. But
Sure. Gotcha. Awesome. Now, any goals that you have, either for yourself or from a team standpoint?
Just to have fun out there. We're still pretty young as a team, so like just continue to grow, bond with each other a little more, and make as far as we can go.
Gotcha. And talk to me a little bit about the teams you've played so far. I mean, obviously you guys are the defending 1A state champions. I mean, does it feel like you guys have a target on your back? Does it feel like teams are gunning for you? What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, I mean, it definitely feels like we have a target on our back since we've been rated kind of low, like number 1, 2, whatever we are right now. But what was the question? I kind of forget.
Yeah, no, just kind of your thoughts on how that's going this year in terms of having a target on your back in the competition. So, I mean, great teams that you're playing against. Galen is as well one of those, and a lot of other ones as well. I mean, coming up, you guys have West Sioux, and then a couple of bigger teams on the schedule here this weekend as you guys have a tournament. So, have Bishop Heelan coming up, and also Kemper Catholic. So, what do you think about your opportunity to play some of those bigger 3A schools?
Yeah, we played some quality teams so far, I feel like, but the rain kind of played a factor in all the teams.
Right.
I mean, we had a few cancellations, but yeah, this weekend's be really big for us. If we can come out 2-0, it'd be really, really good for us. But especially going to next week, I think we have 4 games in 5 days that week, so we play some quality teams next week too. So that'll be good for us to continue to grow and learn and make improvements as we go on.
I tell you what, that's how it can be. I feel like you get kind of a day of rain, you might miss a game, and then they'll have to make it up the next week, so you'll have like 4 and 5 days or something like that. So that's probably how it's going to be here coming up this next week. So we wish you the best of luck this year and also the rest of your time here at Remsen St. Mary's. So thanks for chatting.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. Alrighty, now we have our next Remsen St. Mary's Hawk. All right, who am I speaking with?
Elijah Schrader.
Elijah, how are you doing?
Good.
Yeah, awesome. Great to meet you. So, tell me a little bit for kind of those viewers and listeners who aren't familiar with who you are. Kind of, let's start with who your parents are and how old you are, that sort of thing.
My parents are Russ and Michelle Schrader. I'm a sophomore, and I'm like 17, and my siblings are Cameron, Danielle, Shelby, Noah, and Claire.
Gotcha. So did you say you were a sophomore?
Yep.
On team this year? Gotcha. Tell me a little bit about what you consider is your role on the team and maybe about some of the positions that you play.
Well, for JV, I play right field most of the time and bat 8 or 9. And for varsity, my main role is just cheer them on and keep things going. Warming up right field sometimes, off and on.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, tell me, when you do get an opportunity to get in and play in the outfield, what's the most important thing that you would feel kind of playing in right field?
I just always got to be paying attention because
right.
you can lose that ball very easily.
Sure.
So yeah.
Kind of have to be really good at tracking it from right when it comes off the bat all the way to your glove.
Yep.
Gotcha. Awesome. And any goals that you have for yourself or for the team this year?
Honestly, just stay positive and keep my head high even when I do something bad. So
yeah. Absolutely, got to stay positive. Couldn't put it better myself. So Elijah, thanks for chatting with me, and great to meet you. Best of luck this year.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Alrighty, we have our next Remsen St. Mary's Hawk. Up to bat, if you will. And who am I speaking with?
Aiden Homan.
Awesome. Aiden, how are you doing?
Good.
Good. So tell me a little bit, maybe for our viewers and listeners who don't know who you are, who your parents are, how old you are, that sort of thing.
My parents are Luke and Beth Homan. I have 2 sisters, JC and Jenna. I'm a sophomore and I'm 16 years old.
Gotcha. So a sophomore on the team. Tell me a little bit about some of the positions that you play.
I pitch on JV. I play outfield, second base, and third base.
Gotcha. So kind of a Swiss Army knife a little bit in that way with multiple positions. You did say you were a pitcher, so I've kind of wanted to chat with the pitchers about this. Talk to me about Coach Wesselman. Obviously, he's a great asset to you guys as a coach and has pitched at a very high level. So, tell me your thoughts on how it is having him as one of your coaches.
Yeah, it's good. He can always help me with my mechanics and make sure I'm doing everything right.
Yeah, absolutely. Any goals that you have this year, either for yourself or maybe for the entire team?
Just getting better every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of take it one day at a time. Even though you guys are very good and obviously looking to get back to the state tournament, you kind of still got to take it one day at a time, I'm sure. Now, let's go with a favorite memory that you've had here on the baseball team.
winning state last year.
Absolutely, that's pretty an easy one, I'm sure. Can't beat that. Absolutely. Well, thanks for chatting with me. We appreciate your time here, and best of luck this season.
Yep, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Alrighty, now we have our next Hawk. All right, who am I speaking with?
Sam Garrett.
Sam, how are you doing?
I'm good. You?
Awesome, doing very, very well. So first, let's start off with introducing yourself to our viewers and listeners who aren't familiar with who you are. Let's start with your parents and how old you are.
I'm Sam. My parents are Todd and Laura Garrett, and I'm 15 years old.
Gotcha. So does that make you a sophomore then?
I'm a freshman.
Freshman, gotcha. So were you able to be on the team as an 8th grader last year as well?
Yeah, but there were two 8th graders last year.
Gotcha.
But we didn't go to state.
Gotcha, but still a part of the team, obviously, and now kind of your second year a part of the team. What's something you're really looking to build on now in year number 2 as a Hawk?
Probably my hitting skills.
Sure. Hitting really something you want to improve on this year?
Yeah.
Absolutely, gotcha. Now talk to me a little bit about your fielding and how you feel about that aspect of your game.
I feel like I do pretty good with my fielding. I play right field, so.
Gotcha. So in the right field, awesome. Now, tell me a little bit about any memories. Obviously, to me, when you guys are able to be as successful as a team as you guys have been, especially last year, it's got to be something special about the team. There's got to be a special atmosphere or a vibe. Tell me a little bit about kind of you and your teammates and how you guys gel.
Well, we get along pretty well.
Right.
As a small town,
sure.
We pretty much know each other. And it's very simple to get along with people, and we just have a nice time.
Gotcha, absolutely. Well, Sam, I appreciate you sitting down and chatting with me. We wish you the best of luck this season, and especially coming up here in your future games.
Thank you.
Awesome, thanks for chatting. Alrighty, and who am I speaking with?
Kinnick Moaning.
Awesome. Kinnick, how are we doing?
Wonderful.
Awesome. Great to hear. So tell me a little bit, maybe first of all, our viewers and our listeners who aren't familiar with who you are, kind of introduce yourself, who are your parents, and how old you are.
My parents are Joe and Christine Moaning, and I am 14 years old.
Gotcha. So 14, does that make you a freshman on the team?
Yep.
Awesome. So were you able to be a part of the team as an 8th grader as well?
I went to some games, not all though.
Gotcha, but still part of the team, obviously, and still a member of the Hawks baseball team. And now kind of year number 2 as a freshman, what's really something that you're looking to build on from your first year?
Seeing a couple more pitching games. I
Yeah.
did pitch it all last year. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely a pitcher. Are there any other positions besides pitcher that you play?
Second and center.
Gotcha. So second, center, and pitching at times as well. Now tell me a little bit about when you do get the opportunity to pitch, kind of what's something that you like to think about or something that you like to keep in mind when you're out there on the bump?
To keep throwing strikes and strike out batters.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't put it more simple than that. Just keep pounding the strike zone and keep giving the Ks. Love it. So now, Kinnick, tell me a little bit about any goals that you have. You kind of said you wanted to improve pitching, but any other goals, either from your individual self or from a team standpoint, that you'd really like to accomplish?
Making the state, hopefully going back-to-back this year, and for myself, maybe batting like 500.
Yeah, absolutely. Great goals and good specific kind of mark you set for yourself there. Tell me a little bit about, obviously you've had some success last year from a team standpoint. This year, does it kind of feel like you got a little bit of a target on your back, kind of these teams gunning for you? They know that you guys are kind of the champs and they're coming for you?
Yeah, it kind of does feel that way.
Yeah, just a little kind of get of a vibe of that. But in that way, also, you know that you're getting the team's best every single night, and that you guys are going to get better in that way as well. So, Kinnick, I appreciate you kind of sitting down and chatting with me. We wish you the best of luck here coming up in your game tomorrow, and the best of luck this year.
Thank you.
Awesome. And now we have another Remsen St. Mary's Hawk, and who am I speaking with?
Oh, Bo Johnson.
Bo, how are you doing?
Pretty good, you?
Awesome. So first kind of start off by introducing yourself to our viewers and listeners who aren't familiar with who you are. Let's start with who your parents are and how old you are.
My parents are Heather and Darren Johnson, 15.
Gotcha. So does that make you a freshman?
I'm an 8th grader.
8th grader on the team. Gotcha. So how has it been kind of being a part of something that's really last year? I mean, obviously they were the state champions. So how's it been kind of as an 8th grader coming into the team?
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Kind of obviously have a lot of guys to look up to and kind of see how it's done here up at the high school level. Tell me a little bit about some of the positions that you play.
Yeah, I play center field and pitch for JV, and I run for varsity.
Gotcha. So let's first talk to me about that center field position. Now that's one really important. Obviously, right there in the middle of the outfield, you kind of have both to the right and the left in control. What's your approach kind of to playing center field?
Yeah, just track down the ball and get under it.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And any goals that you have, either for yourself or from a team standpoint, that you'd really like to accomplish this year?
Make state again and hopefully win it all again.
Gotcha, absolutely. Now talk to me a little bit about anything that's really, how's the transition been from kind of that 7th and 8th grade, now you're up here at the high school level. Has it been a little bit of a difficult transition?
Pretty easy, just thinking every game is just...
Yeah, it's the same sport.
Yeah.
Same baseball, same glove, just kind of playing that way. So awesome. Well, both, thanks for chatting with me, and great to meet you. We wish you the best of luck this year.
Yep, thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. Alrighty, and now we have our next Hawk coming up here. And who am I speaking with?
Ty.
Ty, awesome. And how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. And let's kind of start things off with introducing yourself to those viewers and listeners who aren't familiar with who you are. Let's start with your parents and how old you are.
My parents are Joe and Ash Shepelts, and I'm 14.
Gotcha. So are you an 8th grader as well?
Yep.
Gotcha. So now another 8th grader here, now kind of getting to the young kids of the team. Now tell me a little bit about your 8th grade teammates and kind of this group of 8th graders coming up here. Are you guys really close knit?
Yeah.
Awesome.
We got probably the most people here.
Sure, yeah, kind of the biggest group here.
Yep.
And obviously this probably being in a small town, some of the same kids that you play other sports with, not just baseball. So still familiar with who they are and still familiar teammates. Tell me a little bit about the positions that you play.
I play left and right for JV.
Gotcha. So kind of in the outfield on either corner?
Mhm.
Awesome. What's something that you really like to keep in mind, or something that you feel is kind of the most important thing to think about when you're in the outfield?
Just getting under the ball and hitting your cuts.
Yeah, absolutely. Super important. Kind of hit your cutoff. If you do that, that can be the difference between them taking that extra base and that millisecond of giving them extra time. Now, any goals that you have this year for yourself or from a team standpoint?
I mean, I would like to make it back to state.
Right.
Get experience.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, obviously, the team went to state and are state champions last year. Now, this year, does it kind of feel like a lot of these teams are gunning for you? There's kind of a target on the back of Remsen St. Mary's just a little bit?
Yep, it's that way for everything. Yep.
Yeah, definitely. And, to me, that can be a good part, because obviously they're teams that you guys are playing against are going to be giving you their best every single night, and, you're going to be able to get some great competition. So, well, I appreciate you sitting down and chatting with me, and we wish you the best of luck this year.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ty. Alrighty. And now getting some more Remsen St. Mary's Hawks in here. All right, who am I speaking with?
Ian Teniger.
Ian, how are you doing?
Good, you?
Awesome, doing really, really good. So let's kind of first start off by introducing yourself to our viewers and our listeners who aren't familiar with who you are. Kind of let's start with who your parents are and how old you are.
My parents are Chad and Susan Teniger, and I'm 14 years old.
Gotcha. So are you another one of our 8th graders?
Yep.
Cool. So tell me a little bit about now kind of first year on the high school field. How's that transition been?
Yeah, it's been a little weird. You have to do all the work. You have to bring all the stuff back, and
yeah, I'm not kind of used to that. Yeah,
you got to stay there the longest. Yeah, it's not very fun.
Yeah, I never really thought about that. Yeah, you have to do all the work for the field. I didn't really think about that. That's a good point. Now tell me kind of the positions that you play on the field.
I mostly play left field. That's pretty much all I play.
Gotcha. So left fielder. Now that position, obviously the third base, kind of known as that hot corner position, but left field, just beyond that, kind of known as that second hot corner. Anything that kind of gets up in the air over the third baseman's head coming right to you.
Yep.
So kind of what's your thoughts on how you play that left field position?
Play it as a normal left fielder.
Sure. I mean, but no pressure. I mean, is it any different from playing right field, for example?
I don't know. I've never played right field, so.
There we go. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So all you know is left field. You don't know any different. Love
Well,
it.
I play some second base a little bit.
Oh, gotcha. So
Yeah.
maybe on the infield a little bit of second,
Yeah.
but mainly that left field
Yeah,
spot.
yep.
Gotcha. Any goals that you have, either for yourself or kind of from the team as a whole?
Be a starter someday.
Be a starter someday.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, gotcha. That's a great goal, and something that definitely is great to work towards. Now, tell me a little bit about the kind of the coaches at this level, how they've been to kind of be mentors.
They've been very nice. They've helped me get so far, and I don't even know. I was so bad this year. And I've gotten so better, so much better.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's the point, and that's exactly the process, part of the process, and hopefully your end result, the process was worth it. So awesome. Thanks for chatting with me, and we wish you the best of luck this year.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks. All right, and now our next Remsen St. Mary's Hawk is coming through. All right, who am I speaking with?
Dane Knight.
All right, how are you doing today?
Good.
Good. Great to hear. Now, kind of first off, for those of our viewers and our listeners who aren't familiar with who you are, kind of introduce yourself, who your parents are, and how old you are to kind of start things off.
I'm Dane Knipe. My parents are Scott and Angie Knipe, and I'm 14 years old.
Gotcha. So are you another one of our 8th graders?
Yep.
Cool. So, I mean, the 8th graders, I'm one of the bigger classes on the team. I mean, there's a lot of you guys. How is your experience with your 8th grade teammates? Are you guys kind of tight?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's some of the same kids that I'm sure you play your other sports with
Yeah.
as well, being in a relatively small school.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Now, how has it been kind of your first year up here at the high school level? Has it been a difficult transition or, kind of a okay one?
It's okay. I mean, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, a little. I mean, same sport, you got the same ball, same bat. It's just a little bit different lengths and that
Yeah.
sort of thing. How have the coaches been up here at the high school?
Very good. Very good. Yeah.
Like them and learning a lot, I'm sure, from not only the coaches but a lot of the upperclassmen here as well.
Mhm.
Any goals that you have, either for yourself or from kind of a team standpoint, that you'd really like to accomplish?
Try to make it a state and hopefully go back to back.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Would be, I'm sure, a great experience to get to go down there and participate in that. So, awesome. We wish you the best of luck this
All
year,
right.
and thanks for sitting down and chatting with me.
Thank you.
All right, and not sure how many more we got here. Definitely a few, I'm sure. All righty. And we have our next Remsen St. Mary's Hawk. Who am I speaking with?
Dalton Klein.
Dalton, how are you doing?
Great.
Awesome. So first, kind of introduce yourself to our viewers and our listeners who aren't familiar with who you are. Let's start with how old you are, who your parents are, that sort of thing.
I'm 15 years old, and my parents are Brad and Jessica Klein.
Gotcha. So now 15. Does that make you an 8th grader?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So an 8th grader on the team. How has the transition kind of been up here at the high school level? I know kind of it's same sport, same ball, same bat, same glove, but maybe a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a big step up from junior high level. Yeah, it's been pretty hard.
Awesome. Yeah, but I'm sure that challenge is definitely going to pay off. Going to make you a better ball player, obviously. How has it been so far? Obviously, a lot of 8th graders on the team. You guys are one of the larger classes on the team. How is your relationship with your 8th grade teammates? Are you guys pretty close?
Haven't really played with my 8th grade teammates yet this season, but yeah, earlier years, we've been pretty close and stuff,
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of being in a small town, small community, probably some of the same kids in the different sports that you've been playing with as well, kind of now just a different sport, but same teammates, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any goals that you have, either for yourself or kind of from a team standpoint?
Goal is to get back to the state title and win it.
Yeah, absolutely. How has it been here, the coaches, and your experience with Coach Harpenaugh, Coach Wesselman, and Coach Klein?
Oh, yeah, they're good to be around, teach me a lot, good fundamentally, and, just like being around them.
Awesome. Well, Dalton, thanks for chatting with me, and we appreciate your time. Best of luck this year.
Yep, thanks.
Awesome, thank you. And now we're really rolling through them here now. I'm not sure how many more we got, but probably a few. All right, and we have our next Hawk. All right, who am I speaking with?
Reese Homan.
Reese, how are you doing?
Good.
Awesome, great to hear. So, kind of let's start off by, for those viewers and listeners who aren't familiar with who you are, kind of introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, things like that.
I'm 14 years old, and my parents are Matt and Jamie Homan.
Gotcha. So 14, that make you an 8th grader as well?
Yep.
Gotcha. So another one of the 8th grade class, and I've kind of been asking this to the 8th graders. How is your kind of relationship with your 8th grade teammates? I know you guys are one of the bigger classes on the team, and I'm sure you've kind of played other sports with the same teammates, living in such a small town. So what are your thoughts on your teammates?
We work well together, and playing a lot of sports together, just getting to know each other well.
Yeah, I'm sure it helps. You know, it's that communication is kind of already there. You're kind of gelling already from maybe the previous sports kind of coming into the summer. What positions do you play on the field?
I've played third so far.
Gotcha. So that third base position, now that's a tough one. They call that the hot corner. Obviously, you got some balls coming at you pretty fast. Is that a position that you're comfortable with and you're confident in playing third?
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Gotcha, absolutely. How's the throw across the diamond? I was a first baseman, so I didn't have to make any long throws whatsoever. So I tell you what, third baseman, I could never make that throw. How's your experience with that?
It's going well so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. So now tell me any goals that you have this year, either for yourself or kind of from an entire team standpoint that you'd really like to accomplish.
Just making it to stay and get to experience it.
Yeah, absolutely. Does it feel, I know obviously being an 8th grader, first year on the team, but obviously they had some great success last year. This year, does it kind of feel like a lot of the schools you play, there's kind of a target on your back and kind of these teams are out to get you a little bit?
Yeah, definitely.
Gotcha. That kind of just one of the things I'm sure that just makes you better?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you chatting with me, and best of luck this year.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. That's going to wrap up things here for Remsen St. Mary's Meet the Team. And thank you so much to our wonderful sponsors that you've been seeing kind of scroll across the bottom of your screen there for the entire time. And I'm Caleb Claycamp. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching this exclusive broadcast on Fuller Digital Solutions. To receive notifications and links about your favorite team's live streams, join our text club by scanning this QR code or text the word on the screen to the number shown. If your business would like to be a sponsor on broadcasts like this, please reach out to us at fullerdigitalsolutions@gmail.com. Join us all year long for coverage of your favorite team on Fuller Digital Solutions.